Flavors and Knowledge is a bilingual podcast focusing on gastronomic education in relation to a healthy lifestyle through food first. Our philosophy carries a moral obligation of sharing sensible knowledge to generate social awareness. Podcasts are in English with an accent and Italian.
Dear friends, welcome back. This is Chef Walter with Flavors and Knowledge. The topic today is about coffee. We're going to call it Nadazzulil e caffè. It is a slang Neapolitan for a cup of coffee. And as you know, the Italians have turned a product not originally Italian into a worldwide excellence with creativity and ingenuity between sort of art and science. Espresso coffee is not only the most consumed drink in Italy, it is an indispensable daily ritual linked to the culture, the traditions, and the habits of the Italians. This real institution now has become part of a national identity, globally recognized and widely appreciated. If you already own one of those little mocha pots, you are indeed a lucky person. Make a good cup of coffee is a real culinary art with its complexities and rewards. So let's begin with the definition that you should remember in this particular podcast. First and foremost, Macchinetta Moka, which translates into coffee pot. The word Partenopei is related to the people of Naples, and it's a word that derives from the Greek Partenopes because historically, the Greeks settled in the Bay of Naples during history. Then there are the three C's. C's as in letter C's. Come cazzo coach, which means it's really hot. And the Neapolitan refer the three C's to the temperature of the coffee and the cup itself. Then there is the word Moka. Well, Moka is a village in Mauritius, which is located in the Moka district in Africa. I really have no idea how the name ended up in Naples, but they've been using it for centuries. Then there is the word tazzina, the tiny cup for drinking the mocha. Thick rims gives a full sensation. And by the way, the tazzina is for the espresso. And when we talk about mocha, we speak about espresso itself. Lastly, Alfonso Bialetti is the name of the man who invented the Moka Macchinetta in 1933. Modern espresso machines use a pressure force which varies from 8 to 10 bars. When compared with a typical mocha pot, that would be equivalent to about 10 times the strength. So mocha can brew strong espresso as close as you can get it to the actual machine version, but technically cannot be defined as an authentic espresso. In order to be an authentic espresso, it would have to be pressurized in one of those machines that you see in some of the coffee shops across the country. In the last 20 years, coffee machines for pods and capsules have become more widespread globally. However, there are still many, like myself, who always prepare coffee with a classic mocha. Several mocha pots are available in the market in terms of size depending on the number of guests. The single cup unit is the smallest, and you should probably invest in a single, in a 6, and in a 12 tazzina cup roster. That is, you'll never know who shows up. The mocha machine was invented in Naples and represented the culture and the lifestyle of the Neapolitans. But not just for the Partenopei, as they are known. Mocha moved through the world with the immigration movement, who reached shores worldwide. There is a shiny Moka Macchinetta in every Neapolitan household. Naples City carries the torch as the leader in espresso consumption and all the bars per square miles in Europe. Neapolitans drink coffee for breakfast, right after lunch, and occasionally after dinner. The cultural aggregation and social interchange provides additional coffee breaks throughout the day. It's very common for Italians to, all of a sudden, stop talking and walk inside the little cafe. It is common for someone to consume 5 espresso per day. And visiting Naples, it is not just about architecture and breathtaking landscape, but the cuisine and its cultural behaviors. Besides the pizza, spaghetti, sfogliatelle, the babà, the pizza fritta and rococo, there is the uniqueness of its coffee. The Neapolitan know how to make the mythical Tazzulile caffè, and in this city of Vesuvius and the sun, the coffee has rules and strict regulations obeyed by everyone. In Naples, coffee should be sipped in a porcelain cup with an underplate to make the moment of consumption stimulating and unique. Also, the famous 3 C's should apply. Patrons bring the scorching espresso cup to them, followed by the vernacular exclamation, "Come cazzo coci." It is art. The cup's temperature must be similar to the content, ensuring an equal heat level that prevents the thermal shock that can alter the final taste. In Naples, coffee is art, ritual, passion, and myth. In the kitchen, you first learn how to make coffee and then everything else. But if what you prepare is not the best because it is perhaps too pungent, too watery, or with a little burn aftertaste, you might as well change your career. In fairness, I must add that the French are also experts in coffee making, and lately a debate has arisen on the French press versus the mocha style. Emulating Naples, however, may be out of reach for our over-the-Alps cousins, even if in Paris, the number of cafes and coffee houses is really impressively visible on every street corner. If you just bought a new Moka Macchinetta, follow these simple steps which I've put together for you, and hopefully they will help. When you have a pristine Moka Macchinetta, you will never be able to prepare good coffee. The mocha has to absorb this blend's aroma, so you'll need to use it several times before you can pull off a decent cup. Just like a brand new cast iron pan, the Moka Macchinetta needs to be seasoned. Make coffee about 6 times as an average by loading it with coffee grounds, bringing it to a boil, and discarding it. You should never wash your mocha with soap, vinegar, or lemon. The aroma will remain imprisoned in the machine and impart those flavors to the coffee, making it really undrinkable. To clean the machine, lukewarm water and a soft bristle brush are sufficient to remove any coffee and lime scale deposits. The first secret to great coffee is not to be in a hurry. The mixture releases all of its flavor only after the boiling water rises slowly from the boiler tank. Therefore, the burner must be on medium-low without ever raising it. If your machine sprays coffee from the sides and splatters all over the stove, blame it on the worn gasket. To solve the problem, just change it. The water in the boiler must never go behind the valve, but stop really in between, in the middle. Under no circumstances should it flow out of the filter. The goodness of Neapolitan coffee has always been linked to the excellence of its water. The latest data are more than comforting. The water that comes from the taps in our homes is excellent, so you don't have to use bottled water. However, purified water will give you a better taste. The mocha filter must be filled with coffee grounds using a teaspoon, without pressing too hard, but also without economizing. The mixture must exceed the funnel's edge by at least a finger, and not more. Coffee grounds will absorb the flavors of its surrounding. Avoid keeping the grounds in the proximity of onions, garlic, or fish, but store it in a glass or a steel airtight container, away from heat sources and bright lights. Buy small quantities for the best quality. Coffee loses strength with time and environmental conditions. More importantly, treat yourself to the best and purchase expensive grounds from a reputable brand. In the coffee business, there is a lot of mixing going on. And while you enjoy your tazzuliele cafe, to your health, I'll make one for myself as well. And that concludes this episode on the Moka Macchinetta and a little cup of coffee, or as they say in Naples, una tazzuliele cafe. Tune in to our latest Flavors and Knowledge podcast, which is offered at your preferred platform, and subscribe to News You Can Eat 24, which is a series of videocasts available on YouTube under the Chef Walter's Cooking School page. Also, we ask you to support the Chef Walter Children Diabetes Foundation, and if you're making coffee just about right now, always keep your eyes on the fire. We'll reconnect on the next round. Stay well, be safe, wear masks. Ciao, ciao.
Flavors and Knowledge is brought to you by Chef Walter's Cooking School in Cranston, Rhode Island. For classes, workshops, events, and programs, please visit our website at chefwalterscookingschool.com. For all other services offered by Chef Walter's Food Group, check out our main website, chefwalter.com.
Hello, friends. Please consider supporting my Flavors and Knowledge podcast. Donated proceeds are applied to absorb the cost of cooking classes and health education for children. Help a child affected with diabetes with a donation toward the proper management of the condition through Food First. This message is brought to you by Chef Walter's Children Diabetes Foundation.